The camera pans over a bustling high-end corporate office in downtown New York, or London, Toronto, depending on your preference. The office is sleek, modern, and well-lit, with glass walls, polished floors, and a view of the city skyline. Employees are scattered around, some on calls, others typing on their computers or having meetings. The atmosphere is professional, but there's a certain tension in the air, especially when the camera moves to the manager's office. The office is busy, but there's an air of calm efficiency mixed with subtle discomfort. You can tell this is a place where success is celebrated, but where personal dynamics are driven by power and status. Introducing the black woman. In the middle of the open office space, we focus on the black woman, our protagonist. She's seated at her desk, typing away with laser-like focus. Dressed in a smart suit, she exudes a sense of professionalism and quiet confidence. Her posture is upright, her mannerisms controlled. She doesn't speak loudly or draw attention, but her work speaks volumes. She's a high performer, often staying late to finish her projects and being praised for her dedication. Yet, she's always overlooked by the higher-ups. Despite this, she remains graceful and composed, refusing to let the discrimination around her show. Introducing the manager now, the camera shifts to the manager's office. The manager, let's say their name is Mark for now, is a middle-aged, white man with a sharp suit and an air of superiority. He's standing by the coffee machine, casually chatting with another employee, but his tone is dismissive and condescending. As he walks past the black woman's desk, he throws a look of indifference, clearly ignoring her presence. Mark's behavior is arrogant and discriminatory. He might make racist jokes or mock the black woman subtly, but not directly. He might interrupt her in meetings or take credit for her ideas. He believes he's better than others and doesn't even try to hide his prejudices. It's not just the black woman he treats poorly, but all employees from minority backgrounds. First interaction, foreshadowing conflict. The black woman is focused on a presentation on her screen. As Mark passes by her desk, he glances at the screen and makes a dismissive comment. Is that really the best you could do? I thought you'd put more effort into it, considering the project. His tone is not loud, but his words sting. She looks up at him, unfazed by the remark, and gives a calm, neutral response. Yes, it's all ready for the meeting, Mark. She goes back to her work, her face showing no signs of anger. She has learned over time not to let his behavior affect her. Meanwhile, Mark continues to walk through the office, belittling others in subtle ways. His discriminatory attitude is clear, but he maintains the guise of a respectable boss. It's a busy afternoon in the office, and everyone is gathered in a conference room for a team meeting. The black woman has prepared an important presentation about a new project she's been working on for weeks. She's confident in her ideas and eager to present them to the team. As the meeting progresses, the manager, Mark, is seated at the head of the table, along with other senior staff members. The black woman presents her ideas, showcasing detailed reports and innovative solutions. Her voice is calm but confident as she explains the potential impact of the project. She's getting positive feedback from a few colleagues, nodding in approval. Then, suddenly, Mark interrupts her mid-presentation. Is that all you have? I thought you'd bring something more substantial to the table. Perhaps your idea just needs a little polish. He gestures dismissively at her slides. Maybe it's better if I take over the presentation from here. I'll show everyone the real direction we should go. The room falls silent. Some of her colleagues exchange uncomfortable glances. Mark, in front of everyone, takes control of the presentation, flipping through the slides and taking credit for her work. His tone is condescending, and it's clear he's undermining her. He praises the ideas, but only as if they were his own. Well, I've seen these kinds of proposals before, but we can definitely improve it. It's not bad, but it could be a lot better. Let me show you the way. The black woman feels a wave of humiliation. This was her hard work, her project, and yet Mark is dismissing it as if it was nothing. The room is quiet, but she feels everyone's eyes on her. She can see the smirks on some faces and the nervous glances of others, unsure whether to speak up. She's about to say something, but she decides against it, keeping her emotions in check. She finishes the meeting quietly, trying to remain professional. But inside, her frustration and hurt are growing. Her ideas have been stolen, her hard work disrespected, and now she feels small in front of the whole team. After the meeting, she gathers her things and quietly walks back to her desk. She's holding it together, but the sting of humiliation is unbearable. The office feels colder, the sounds of typing and phone calls louder than usual. She walks toward the restroom to clear her mind. The door shuts behind her, and she leans against the sink, staring at her reflection. She feels defeated. Frustration bubbles inside her, not just at the manager's behavior, but at the system that allows him to treat her like this. It's not the first time, but today it feels different. She closes her eyes for a moment, taking a deep breath. She wants to scream, but she doesn't. Instead, she stands still, pushing back the tears that threaten to rise. Her hands tremble, but she quickly wipes them on her suit, trying to compose herself. Support from a friend as she exits the restroom. Her close colleague, Emily, who's been with her for a while, notices her distress. Emily has always been supportive of her, with concern, "Hey, are you okay? You were really great in there, but Mark, he's such an idiot. Don't let him get to you." The black woman forces a small smile, but it doesn't reach her eyes. She shakes her head, softly, almost to herself. "I've been dealing with this for so long. I don't think I can take it anymore. Maybe it's time to move on." Pauses. "I can't keep letting him keep making me feel like I'm not enough." "Don't let him win. You deserve so much more than this. You're talented, and you know it. Don't let him steal your confidence." The black woman looks at Emily, silently grateful for the support. But deep down, she knows Emily is right. She can't keep doing this. After the meeting with Mark, the black woman returns to her desk, feeling the weight of the day on her shoulders. Her phone buzzes with messages from friends, but she doesn't look at them. The office feels suffocating. The fluorescent lights above seem to press down on her, and the constant noise of typing and phone calls only adds to the tension. She stares at her screen, the unopened emails, the unfinished projects. For a moment, she imagines walking away, just leaving all of this behind. Her mind races and she can't shake the thought, "I can't do this anymore. I deserve better." She gathers her things, standing up and walking out of the office. But before she reaches the exit, she stops for a moment, taking a deep breath. There's no turning back now. Flashback scene, a moment of pride. The screen fades to black and a flashback plays. The scene shifts to a time when the black woman felt empowered. We see her in a meeting room a few months ago, presenting an idea that was well received by her colleagues. Her passion and expertise shine through as she confidently talks about the project. Her boss, not Mark, praises her work, calling it innovative and well executed. In this moment, she feels seen and respected. She knows she's capable of so much more. Her colleagues respect her, and she's filled with pride. The flashback ends as quickly as it started, and we return to the present moment, where the black woman is standing in the hallway of the office building. She takes one last look at the office through the glass windows before stepping into the elevator. The decision is made. Journey, self-improvement, and new path. The next few weeks show her beginning her journey of self-improvement. She is no longer focused on the toxic workplace. Her energy is now directed at bettering herself. She attends an online course in leadership or business management, something that will help her grow her career in new ways. We see her at her desk, surrounded by books and notes, taking notes diligently, attending virtual classes, and working late into the night. This is her time to shine. She attends networking events in her city, where she meets other professionals. In these events, she's nervous at first, but over time, she grows more confident. She speaks with a group of women at one event, sharing her experiences and listening to others. At one event, she meets a mentor, a successful woman who works in a similar field and offers valuable advice. The mentor gives her the push she needs. "Mentor, you have everything it takes to lead. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. If you stay focused, you'll find your way." Weeks go by and we see the black woman sending out her resume, applying for new roles and attending job interviews. Each rejection stings, but she doesn't give up. She keeps learning and improving, attending workshops on personal growth, and even considering starting her own business. In one particularly emotional scene, she opens an email offering her a job interview for a regional director position at another company. She smiles, feeling a surge of hope. This could be her big break. She prepares for the interview, studying the company's values, culture, and goals. She feels ready. We also see her engaging in activities outside of work that bring her peace and fulfillment. She starts a morning routine, does yoga, and meditates to center herself. Her confidence grows, and she becomes more assertive, both in her personal and professional life. Every step she takes, no matter how small, is a step toward a better future. The screen fades to black, and a year later flashes across the screen. The camera pans over a new, modern office. This time, it's a bigger and more prestigious company. The black woman, now dressed in a sharp business suit, walks confidently down the hallway. There's a sense of empowerment in her stride. She's no longer the quiet, overlooked employee. Now she's a leader. She enters her office, which is bigger, with floor-to-ceiling windows offering a view of the city. Her desk is organized, and she's surrounded by awards and plaques recognizing her achievements. Her nameplate reads Regional Director. She's finally achieved the success she always deserved. Colleagues greet her warmly as she passes by. They respect her for her leadership, experience, and the wisdom she brings to the table. In a meeting room, she's seen leading a team of diverse individuals discussing new projects. She's decisive and respectful, empowering others and offering solutions to challenges. It's clear she's earned her position through hard work, not just because of her skills, but because she knows how to lead with integrity. Her voice is confident but compassionate as she addresses the team. The screen cuts to the manager, Mark, who is now sitting in a smaller, less impressive office. The company he once thrived in is now facing difficulties. He's lost clients, his reputation is in shambles, and his team is struggling. The toxic culture he fostered is now catching up with him. A colleague walks into his office, looking uncomfortable. "Mark, we need to talk. The board isn't happy with the results. Clients are leaving, and the numbers aren't looking good. We need a change at the top." Mark leans back in his chair, a look of defeat on his face. He tries to brush off the criticism, but it's clear he's losing control. The weight of his discriminatory actions and poor leadership is finally taking a toll. He starts to realize that his behavior has cost him everything: his position, his credibility, and his career. In another scene, Mark is shown attending a company-wide meeting. The CEO announces that the company is looking to hire a new regional director to fix things, someone with strong leadership and the ability to repair the damage Mark has done. "Unfortunately, our company needs someone with a fresh perspective to guide us forward. We'll be looking for a new regional director who can bring a more inclusive and forward-thinking approach to our teams." Mark's face reddens, and the camera zooms in on his expression. It's a mixture of anger and regret. He realizes that the very qualities that made him a leader are now his downfall. The screen cuts to the black woman preparing for her final interview for the regional director position at a new company. She's fully prepared this time, her confidence shining through. She's been through the fire and come out stronger, and this position is exactly what she's worked for. We see her in the interview room, where the CEO and the board are seated. They ask her questions, but instead of feeling nervous, she's calm and assertive. She answers each question with the poise and insight of someone who's not just a survivor, but a leader. "You've had an incredible journey. What makes you the right fit for this position?" "I believe in inclusive leadership, in creating environments where people are respected and where diversity is celebrated. I know what it's like to work in a toxic environment, and I've learned from that. I am committed to not just improving the company's performance, but also its culture." The CEO nods in approval. As the camera zooms out, it's clear that the black woman has won the position. She's no longer just fighting for recognition. She's in control of her destiny. The screen fades to black, and the words "Regional Director" appear next to her name. A final montage shows her walking through her new office, leading meetings with confidence, and most importantly, bringing positive change to the company. The manager, Mark, is nowhere to be seen. His legacy of prejudice is gone, replaced by a new culture of empowerment and respect. It's a bright morning, and the camera zooms in on the front entrance of the company building. The black woman steps out of a sleek car and walks confidently toward the doors. She's no longer the same person who walked in a year ago. Her posture is confident, her steps firm. She owns the space. The office is buzzing with activity as she enters. People glance up, some with surprise, some with admiration. Old colleagues nod at her, recognizing the leadership she now embodies. "Hey, welcome back. Glad to see you've joined us in this new role." "Thank you. It's good to be back, and I'm looking forward to working with all of you." She walks through the office, heading to the regional director's office. As she passes by, people greet her with respect. There's a clear shift in the atmosphere. It's not the same office she left behind. The culture has started to change. She reaches her new office, where a nameplate with her title is now on the desk. Her name is proudly displayed. She sits down, and the camera lingers on her as she takes a moment to reflect on her journey. The scene shifts to the manager's office, Mark, where he's sitting at his desk, staring at a screen filled with reports and emails. He looks up as there's a knock on the door. The black woman enters. Mark stands up, looking somewhat uneasy. There's a tension in the air as he realizes that she's now in charge. "Welcome back. I wasn't expecting to see you so soon, but I'm glad you're here." The black woman walks in and takes a seat in front of his desk, calm but powerful. She looks at him for a long moment, assessing him, speaking calmly but with strength. "You know, Mark, I've had a lot of time to think about the way you treated me when I was here before. I'm not angry anymore, but I need you to understand that your actions were wrong." Mark is silent, not knowing how to respond. The room feels heavy, and the black woman continues, her voice steady and composed. "I don't need to scream or yell to prove a point. But what you did wasn't just about me, it was about a system of discrimination that you built. You dismissed my abilities because of my race, and you stole my work without any remorse. But that's over now. Mark looks down, unable to meet her eyes. For the first time, he realizes the magnitude of his actions. His face shows a mix of embarrassment and regret. I didn't realize how much I hurt you. I was wrong. You were wrong, Mark. But it's not too late to change. I hope you learn from this, and I hope you treat others better in the future. There's a long silence. Mark nods, still looking ashamed, but it's clear this is a turning point for him. He seems genuinely sorry, though he knows the damage is already done. The scene shifts to the broader office. Now that she's in charge, we see the black woman implementing new policies that promote diversity, inclusion, and respect throughout the company. In one scene, we see her leading a training session on inclusive leadership, where she speaks passionately about empowering people from all backgrounds. Employees from different departments attend, listening intently and engaging in the conversation. In another scene, we see her organizing a company-wide event that celebrates cultural diversity, with employees sharing their backgrounds and experiences. It's a joyful event, filled with laughter and unity. Employees of all races and backgrounds are working together, with a newfound respect for each other. We also see the black woman promoting employees based on merit, ensuring everyone gets an equal opportunity to grow. There's a visible shift in the company culture. Employees are happier, more motivated, and feel valued. Change doesn't happen overnight, but every step forward counts. I know I can't change the past, but I can shape the future. A future where everyone is given a fair chance regardless of race, background, or history. I'm here to make sure that future becomes a reality. The camera cuts to the manager's office, Mark, where we see him packing up his belongings. There's a sense of finality in the scene. His nameplate is removed from the door, and he looks around the office for the last time, a deep look of regret on his face. A few moments later, the CEO walks into his office, delivering the news that Mark is being demoted due to his unprofessional behavior and the damage he caused to the company's culture. The CEO speaks firmly but without malice. Mark, you've been an obstacle to the company's growth. We need to take the business in a new direction, one that promotes respect, equality, and hard work. I'm afraid your position is no longer viable. Mark is left standing, staring at the door, a broken man. It's clear that his own prejudices and toxic leadership have led to his downfall. We'll help you transition, but it's time for you to go. Mark walks out of the office with his head low. The camera lingers on his departing figure, symbolizing the end of his career due to his past actions. Cutting to a few weeks later, the black woman is shown confidently leading a meeting with her team. The camera focuses on her as she speaks with clarity and purpose. Her colleagues, once skeptical of her, now look at her with admiration and respect. She's empowering them to be their best selves. In another scene, we see her standing in front of the company, addressing everyone in a company-wide meeting. There's a sense of unity in the room as employees from different backgrounds and departments listen to her message. Thank you all for your hard work. We've made tremendous progress, and it's because we've embraced the values of respect, inclusivity, and equality. We've learned from the past, and now we look ahead to a brighter future together. The camera shows employees smiling, nodding, and clapping in agreement. There's a shift in the atmosphere. The company now feels like a place where everyone belongs and has the opportunity to grow. The camera pans to the black woman as she looks out the window of her office. The city skyline reflects the sunlight, symbolizing a new beginning and the hope she has brought to the workplace. We all face obstacles. Sometimes those obstacles are out of our control, but how we choose to overcome them defines us. Don't judge others by their race, their background, or their appearance. What truly matters is hard work, integrity, and a willingness to treat others with respect. The final scene shows her walking through the office, leading her team with confidence and empathy. She's no longer just a survivor, she's a symbol of empowerment. Employees greet her with respect as she passes by, and she smiles warmly at each one, knowing that she has made a difference. The camera focuses on her face as she leads the company into a future of growth, respect, and equality. The camera lingers on her face one last time, a moment of peace and satisfaction, knowing she has triumphed over adversity. The screen fades to black with the words hard work, respect, and integrity always win in the end. The screen fades to black, and a bold message appears on the screen. What would you do if you were in her shoes? Share your thoughts below and let us know what you think. The screen transitions to an image of the black woman standing confidently in front of her team, with the words "subscribe for more inspiring stories of empowerment and resilience." The music builds to an uplifting climax, creating a sense of hope and inspiration. A final message appears: don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We bring you stories that inspire and make a difference.